All right.
Sorry, what?
No, you're good. Just forget anything. Forget what I said. Um,
Oh,
so we're
okay.
gonna go and move on to the next segment. Segment four. Now, this one will kind of leech off of the other one. I'll kind of be describing, the numbers, money, sales, and reality check. Um, I'll go and put this out there. I don't have exact budgets. I don't know what the exact budget for every Life is Strange game there was. Obviously, there was one, but we do know outcomes of these games, and Square Enix has been mainly known for looking at success. Not they don't care about not I wouldn't say they don't care, but here's how I'll put this: Square Enix doesn't judge success by did the fans like the game, they more so judge it by did it sell enough. Now, unfortunately, these past few games did not sell at all. Not to their expectations at least. Double Exposure was expected to be kind of like the first game. I mean, we're talking the original Life is Strange had about 20 million players. And I mean, I'll go ahead and look at this form that I have here from level.com. Life is Strange, the original game sold about 5.7 million copies on Steam. That's just Steam alone. I'm not counting Xbox or PlayStation as obviously I think it came out a little bit later after it was uploaded to Steam. Um, Life is Strange sold 3 million copies within 2 years of it being published, which was, I mean, amazing. But that we got to remember that is the original game. The original game hit crazy on the market. Life is Strange 2, yeah, Life is Strange 2 sold about 600,000 copies on Steam, while Before the Storm sold about 700,000 copies on Steam. Then we're going into Life is Strange 2 Colors. They sold about 300,000 copies on Steam, while Life is Strange Remastered, they did come out with a bunch of remastered. They didn't really
Awful, by the
proceed as
way.
well, but this is going to be a surprising fact. They sold 50,000 copies on Steam, while Life is Strange Before the Storm Remastered sold 20,000 copies. Now, I don't have a true number on the new game.
I do.
All we do know
It's
is that it was not good. You do?
it's less than 500,000.
So as you can see, and thank you by the way, I could not find that fucking number. Life is Strange games from the original, which had the biggest success of all time, to the other ones, as you can see, it had a clear fucking decline. People declined on the game hard. Obviously, I went out of order there. Before the Storm was after Life is Strange, publishing wise. So Life is Strange, it went from 5.7 million copies sold to 700,000 to 600,000 to 300,000 to 50,000, 20,000, and then, like Danny said, 5,000. There was a huge,
500,000.
oh, sorry, 500,000. There's still a huge decline. Now, as we can see, there was a little bit of a spike there for double exposure, which was actually pretty nice, but it still wasn't anything compared to the first game or the second game. Now, sadly, that kind of ruined a lot for us, and I think a lot of people thought when they saw that happen to Double Exposure that there was not going to be another game afterwards. I know me and Danny had talked about it millions of times before. Because I even remember I asked Danny multiple times, "Hey, do you think there's going to be a new game out?" And this motherfucker said no every time. And then next thing you know, we get a trailer for Life is Strange: The Reunion, and that was honestly insane in my opinion. Now, I'll go and ask this question. Or yeah, or actually no. Go ahead and give me what you guys think about the sales on these games. Do you think I don't really have like a big question for it, but go ahead and give me what you guys think about like the decline. Like, just tell me what you guys think.
I have one answer and one answer only.
Here we go.
Did not feature Max and Chloe as to why they declined so hard.
Definitely,
Yep.
and that
Honestly,
truly.
it truly tells how crazy the fans are if just because it doesn't have two characters that they love so much, just immediately declines right quick.
Oh yeah, and that it's quite sad, honestly. Now, I will go and tell you all something. level form, the level.com form I am looking at, this is from 2023. So you can only imagine how much has changed already. Sadly, I couldn't find a form that was actually up to date. I'm pretty sure I could
Right.
have done a regular Google search, but sadly, the numbers just declined, and it really was a shit show when it came to making money. And expectations were high, but then when they actually put it out there, the fans hated that shit beyond belief, and then it just did not do what it was going to do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and ask this question, and we'll move on to the next segment. Is it fair to expect Life is Strange to perform like a triple A game?
Fuck no.
Hmm.
Because I don't think if I look at other games like The Walking Dead, that's not. I don't think that's a AAA game. No. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I can't.
Can somebody tell me what AAA is?
Like it's a
Oh my
big
god.
big title game. Big
Like
title like
like
Call of
Oh, okay.
Duty.
so when
Oh,
we
okay,
think
okay, okay,
of
okay.
triple A games, that means it has high budget. It's got a lot of like media on it. It's a high profile type of game. It's got a
Right.
top, the thing of like amazing graphics, great storytelling, and like it has like a lot of like expectations. Just think of something like that. Like think of
Okay.
yeah, think of like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that. Just think of like those big corporation games.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're AAA in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's a popular series, but I never think of when I think of AAA. Life is Strange never comes to my mind. I think of like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Mortal Kombat, like all those games. Life is Strange doesn't even fucking have a thought
Yeah,
in my brain when someone says AAA title. Never.
Right.
definitely.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
completely agree.
I feel like it's not that it's not popular enough, but like I feel like, like the AAA games are like really, really big. And I feel like since Life is Strange is like dying, it can't be considered a AAA game because it's, like you don't think Life is Strange and just like go, oh, I know what you're talking about. Like most people like wouldn't know exactly what you're talking about unless they just happen to, know, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I completely agree. Yeah. All right then. Now that'll move us into our next segment. We're actually flying through this shit. I'm not gonna lie.
We're at an
Um,
hour and a
the next,
half.
oh sure.
Beautiful.
Um, the next segment will be um, probably one of the more controversial section, the one that'll probably upset fans just a little bit. Well, certain
It's
character
okay.
fans, I think you all know what I'm talking about already. I feel like we've mentioned this shit 50 times already. Segment
Yeah.
5 is going to be literally this: the elephant in the room, Chloe motherfucking gangsta price, right?
Right.
The question
Right.
the question of this segment is, did they bring Chloe back because of the fans? There's obviously no official confirmation that they did this, so let's just go and put that out there. There's no official like thing that says, hey, we did this because we wanted Chloe Price in the game. There's a lot of theories that it may have happened, and honestly the theories are looking pretty believable, I'm not gonna lie. um where you can look at stuff like fan backlash was really loud. I mean, double exposure, you have to remember, this new game came out right after double exposure fucking sucked. People did not get Chloe Price, so the fan backlash was loud on Square Enix's side. And by the way, when I say Square Enix, please just also know that I'm talking about Deck Nine as well, and don't nod. Even though, well, no, just think of Deck Nine and Square Enix. So whenever I say Square Enix, imagine that I'm also talking about Deck Nine as well. So Double Exposure underperformed horribly. Did not meet any expectations for them except that it did horrible. That was not on the expectation board for them though. Um, while this new game literally does exactly what the fans want, and it reunites Max and Chloe. Now we don't know what the game looks like. We don't know what the gameplay is going to look like. We don't know actually what the story is even going to look like. But the huge debate going on around this whole new game now is, I mean, because when isn't there a fucking debate around a Life is Strange game at this point? Is it creative redemption or is it corporate damage control? Is this truly Square Enix trying to bring back this amazing storytelling game, or is this Square Enix trying to clean up the streets after the horrible shit fest that was Double Exposure? Um, so how do I put this? The points I can make here, so we can get into the question of the segment, was yes, fans demanded this. The timing lines up. The marketing leans into a lot of nostalgia. There's something more a fan would probably love. If you think about the top five things that fans love when it comes to games, nostalgia is definitely in there, um, or maybe a top 10. Who knows? It's definitely in the top 10 of what fans love when it comes to a game is nostalgia. There's nothing greater than nostalgia for a lot of fans. Now, sadly, this is going to be the question for both of you. Do you trust
Mhm.
this reunion, or does it feel forced?
Honestly, if we just look at the facts, I feel like it's forced just because they were trying to mend what happened with the last game, trying to make the Chloe Price fans happy because, they were hella mad that, she wasn't in a game. So I think they're just trying to clean up the mess that they made, and they just forced them to be together this one final time just to get them to shut up and stop causing issues and just have that one final reunion where they can just um, get through everything they have to get through and finally end the story the way it needs to be ended so that, we can be over this. Because, I mean, if there's no way they didn't do this for the fans in specific. I mean, they could have tried to use nostalgia to bring back the whole Life is Strange series, but I feel like it's more of just trying to appease the fans just so that they can get more revenue based off of looking back whenever they had Chloe and Max together to begin with. I think it's just a quick cash grab, trying to, appease the fans at the same time.
I
Do you feel like this is
agree.
like the nail in the
Okay.
coffin?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, my
Yep.
bad. All right, so now
I
Danny.
I agree to disagree on that one. I think I disagree with the majority of what you just said. Um,
Mm.
this so reunion, although at the time we didn't know that's what when this game was coming out, what it was called. There was always going to be a second game because Deck Nine had a contract to do two games with Max. So this next game was always going to happen. Now, whether bringing back Chloe was forced or not, probably was. It more than likely was. Do I think that's a cash grab? Fuck no. I do not think so. Absolutely fucking not. Because if that was, and they would have had still the same fucking writer for Double Exposure, they would have went through with that fucking bullshit MCU universe that they were trying to pull. Well, the writer anyway. And they would have had so much more from Double Exposure into Reunion in terms of writing. However, that's not the case. While this second game was always going to happen, however, we always worried what the writing was going to be. And I think them saying, "Oh yeah, the before the Storm Rider is back, it's gonna cook. It's gonna be good," in my homebody opinion. And I think while nostalgia, yeah, I probably, but at the same time, I think Chloe was originally supposed to be in Double Exposure before the writer said absolutely fucking not. So in a way, I don't think this is appeasing. I think this is like a continuation of a plan that was already supposed to happen in terms of Double Exposure, where Chloe, I believe, was supposed to be in the game, but they kind of just cut that. Uh, and I think it will tie in and end their story for good. Now, whether this will sell well, I'm not sure. Because you have the people who wanted Chloe back are now bitching because of really her appearance. And that's really all they're complaining about. I think for Square Enix it's probably corporate, greed, probably money. But I think for Deck Nine, I don't think it's that. I think it's they want fans to trust them again. I want to trust them again with this game. I want Reunion to be good. I think it will be good. I think fans will, I hope, will be happy with this. And I don't think it'll end up, at least for some of us, the way it's gonna be, because obviously you can't, again, please everybody. And I think for nostalgia, bringing Max and Chloe back in general was nostalgia. That was the whole point of Double Exposure before a writer changed everything.
Definitely. And you're kind of answering the next close to last segment that we have here. Obviously Square Enix, I mean the company is known for having top seller games, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts. So this definitely took a blow. This definitely took a low blow. It definitely took a blow to their pride and their. Not gonna say they have an ego, but they definitely, they're known for making popular selling games or owning popular selling games. So this definitely probably took a blow to them, and they were definitely not expecting like the tsunami of just hatred coming at them with this game. So we're gonna go into close to the last segment, segment six. This is gonna have two questions in it. And again, Danny was kind of already answering it. I'm already kind of guessing what his answer is gonna be in this one. Um, will the new game succeed or fail? Now, the case that can be brought for the viewers, for you all to think about while they answer this. Here's the optimistic case if you kind of are having high hopes for this game. The Max and Chloe reunion. People are wanting to see these two get back together. Fucking mega reunion right here, like fucking Batman and Superman teaming up again. Fucking Iron Man and Captain America joining forces once again. Like this is what this shit feels like right now. And then there's the clear emotional hook. Obviously, there's going to be amazing storytelling as we've seen in pretty much every single Life is Strange game. There's always been that hook that pulls on your heartstrings and just makes you get, whether you like the character or not, it just makes you get more involved in the character and just makes you like them even more and makes you really connect with them on a personal level. The trailer actually was received pretty well from what I've seen and from what people have reviewed. The trailer was actually received not horribly. It was actually received pretty well. I mean, the trailer wasn't even bad either. The trailer was actually quite exciting to watch. If you actually want to watch the trailer, because again, you really should. Danny actually reacted to it on his channel, so if you want to go watch that now.
I'll link it in the
And
description.
like I
Everything
said,
we mentioned, I'll link it down below.
yeah, perfect. And like I said earlier, nostalgia is powerful. Like it is a top 10 gamer thing that we think about. We love nostalgia. So that's for the optimistic. If you want to be hopeful for this game. Now we'll get into the pessimistic case of if you're not really trusting Life is Strange, this is a strong case for you. Franchise fatigue. This franchise has been doing this shit for so long, and a lot of people feel like it's being stretched out so thin. Like I said earlier, Fast and Furious will take that as a perfect example for this. They went from amazing movie sellers to now it's not even about racing cars anymore. It's about secret CIA shit. Despicable Me type missions over there. Not the minions. And then you have a damaged trust. Fans, again, I will always say and agree with Danny that the fans are the biggest problem, but fans also are the reason why you sell games. Like I said earlier, for a business model based on a developing model, a game developing model, if you don't have players or fans, then you don't have a game. You will not make any money. But sadly, I think that Life is Strange was so fucking robbed on these last three games because of the fans in general, because they looked at it horribly because it didn't have what it needed. A lot of fans took the games nicely, but too many fans looked at it horribly, and I really feel like that damaged a lot of trust within people. Square Enix pressure, or well, more like Square Enix and Deck Nine. There's a lot of pressure between those two companies. This game could be the make or break game for them. This could end Life is Strange for all we know it. It could make people go bankrupt. A lot of jobs could be lost. Who fucking knows? I'm not gonna, prey on anyone's downfall here, but there's a lot of pressure when it comes to this game. Even if people don't see it, there's a lot of pressure on these gaming companies, Square Enix and Deck Nine. And the last case we'll make for the pessimistic, we'll get four for each. Fans are harder to please now. I mean, we've talked about this whole podcast. These fans of Life is Strange, or just really for any uh, game out there, fans are harder to please now. We're in an era now where people expect top-notch games because the game prices are always going up. I mean, we can look at games uh, like a Nintendo game. We can look at those games; they're going up to $70 all the time, but we're expecting high quality games. That Nintendo's a whole other fucking basket. But we'll maybe get into that on a different podcast episode. But for the most part, we're in the era of gaming where people expect things to be in 4K. They expect things to be perfectly solid. Bugs are people wish bugs were a thing in the past. Sadly, if when a player sees a bug nowadays, they just don't even want to play the game anymore. That's just how it works. Because we're at the point of gaming where people feel like the product that's literally costing them a whole ass paycheck should be the most perfect product. And I could not agree anymore. If you're paying $70 to $80 for a game, hell, half the time you're paying $100. Or if you go to a greedy ass company like Ubisoft, you're paying for the original, the gold, or the ultimate editions. You're paying for those editions, and you're costing yourself almost $100 to $130 to $150 every time you buy their games. And a lot of content is being locked behind DLC paywalls. Now that it really just people hate that shit so much, but they also agree that if you're going to make us pay more, it should be a higher quality game. So that's where kind of the fans are at right now. The first question I have for you two before we get into the actual big question that'll wrap this kind of up is this game a love letter or a last chance? If you don't know what I mean by that, please let me know.
Wow, that's tough. As a hardcore fan, that's fucking tough.
Pulling on your heartstrings over there.
Yeah, I'm sure for Lydia it's not as hard of an answer, but for me that's really fucking hard.
Would you
Because
like, would Lydia,
that's if she's here.
like,
Huh?
would you like to go first and let Danny think about it?
Um.
Do you
Oh.
need to hear the
Yeah, I
question again?
can. Yeah, can I hear the question one more time?
Yeah, of course. So basically, the question is this game like the new one that's coming out, Reunion? Is this game going to be is this game a love letter or a last chance? Sorry, I could not get that fucking out.
Oh, you're good. Uh, personally, uh, just with what I know, and I don't know as much as, Danny does, and I'm not as into the fandom and the series, and I haven't been with it for uh a while. Honestly, I think it's just a last chance to finish off the series and get what they feel needed to be put out there as a final end of it. Um, I mean, because I think at this point, I hope it's the last game. But I do feel like it's like the last chance for it. And I'm not sure if maybe they might see if this one does well, they might make another one. But hopefully it ends with this one as it should.
Definitely. And Danny, I know this question's a little hard for you, but whenever you're ready.
See, for me it could go both ways because if you continue the series, there's so much you could fucking do with a Life is Strange game. There's so much you could do. There's so many like powers and characters you can fucking do. And that's what I want. Like I want to see new shit. I want to see new characters, new story. Like I want to see that shit. But if it has to come down to an end, I realistically do not want it to end on a fucking Max and Chloe game. I'm sorry. I don't want that to be an ending. Even though it's kind of like bittersweet if it did and where what it to end where it kind of started essentially, but I personally do not want it to end on a Max and Chloe game. And that's just me as a person, as someone who's not really truly
Right.
a fan of these characters as much anymore. I don't really like. I'll be absolutely fucking devastated if this game series ends. Obviously, because this shit's my has been my world for 10 years or more. So obviously, it's gonna fucking hurt a lot for me. But I think I have. Mm, can I don't know what to fucking like choose for that, because that I have realistic, I think, points for both. So I'm kind of just in the
Mm-hmm.
middle for this question.
I was gonna say you could be in between if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, I have to be.
All right. So that'll come into our last question, and I'll even give a middle section for this one in case you're not too sure. Now this is probably the question to uh, I don't know what I'm yapping about there. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. So basically, the question is, do you think that this game will have success, moderate success, or do you think that this game will be a failure? You're pretty much giving me your prediction on it, and if you could, please tell us why.
I think with what I've heard of the fans, I think it'll at least be a moderate success depending on how the fans react to it. I mean, it could be pretty successful. It just really it's up to the fans and their perceptive of it. And like their thoughts based off, how the game runs, the way the characters interact. At this point, it's just up to chance. But I personally think it's more of a moderate um, success out of anything. Because it could go either way. But I don't personally see like a really big success from it. But then again, I'm not, really in the fandom, so I'm not quite sure, where all the fans are like lying right now.
Right.
For for me, I have to agree with the moderate success, just because of if the I know where I stand with it, and I know where a lot of fans stand with it. And obviously, I've been in the groups, the fandoms, or obviously the whatever I just fucking said. Um, I've seen high hopes for it. I've seen so many people pre-order. I've seen so many people hype for it. How I even bought the collector's box. That was $100 some. Um, I think it could be both ways, like she said, moderate, because it could go both ways. But I do think that with hopeful of better writing, and people are excited that Chloe's back, I think it'll be a good run. I've granted, yeah, I've seen some not so good remarks, but I've seen more positive outlook than I have like anything else. Across all boards for me on socials. So I have high hopes it'll perform extremely well. Um, Now, will it please everyone? I don't doubt it will not. Um, I think people would nitpick, and that's probably going to be the most irritating thing for me. Is I hate people when nitpick little things that aren't even important, and I'm already seeing that about fucking Chloe's character model specifically. Um, that I think that's just really annoying as hell. But I again, I think it'll do moderate to maybe high success, but that's just I'm biased, so I'm just hoping for the best on this game.
Definitely. I definitely agree with those both opinions. And now, before we get into the closing segment, we'll go ahead and I'll get my quick filler questions out there. I think you two will actually really like these questions. I think I went over them before we even started. Um, the first one, and
Shit.
you guys have kind of been answering these questions while we were talking about this, but of course, it's always better to get the clear answer than just to have like the jumping around answer. Um, the first filler question I have for you two, and is nostalgia ruining modern storytelling?
Yes.
I think so because a lot of people are so hell-bent on nostalgia that they can't look past it and they just want that's all they want. They just want nostalgia. But sometimes for new games you have to get away from that to make a new something new that can end up being nostalgic for a different group of people. And most people um don't really want to do that. They don't want to play that because it's not like they remember.
Clock it.
But
Definitely.
that's how you get, more fans, new people. Like I think it genuinely is ruining it just because everyone's just really wants to be nostalgic and that's just it's really popular, but you gotta branch out.
I agree with everything you just said. I also think it's because people don't like anything new. I think they're scared of letting go of that nostalgia because they're afraid that, the new stuff may not, feel as the same. And that is a-okay. That's perfectly fine. But I do think giving stuff a good chance and playing it for yourself, you may find something like that, or you may like the new stuff, and that'll become another piece of nostalgia for you.
Definitely.
Right.
And to give my thoughts on the question, I will always say what I've always said about any game like this, and it's always the best and worst thing a game can do is evolve. There's a lot of times when a game will take a new step in a direction when it really shouldn't have or even needed to. While there's games like Life is Strange that I think really needed to evolve and just take a new step in a new direction. And I think with Life is Strange 2, they definitely did that. And that's why I think I even got more hooked on Life is Strange, in my opinion, because, after playing Before the Storm, on the Switch, which I never recommend anyone here do, by the way. Don't play that shit on the Switch. Don't ever play Life is Strange. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful, but holy switch, like that. The graphics are don't do it. Just buy a PC, man.
Add on to
But
that, never buy the remastered edition.
hell no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh yeah.
In case you're wondering why our series was never finished of the first game, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of bugs. They're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Keep in mind, keep in mind, Max Caulfield cannot get a big ass tractor motor off of a trapdoor.
No, she can't. And every time it happens, that bitch floats through the fucking podium and ends up on the ground in the hay.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know what we're talking about, at the whatever episode it was, when you go to the barn and you're trying to find the dark room, there's a scene there where you have to push it down and you have to get close, have to get up, and then you have to attach it to the barn post, and then like you push down the fucking tractor to open the door. Yeah, whenever we went back down there, that shit was not open, and there was just no option to open it. So thanks, guys, for making Danny waste money.
Also, not
Appreciate you
not
out there.
not to mention, not only did I waste money, for the people who are about to say maybe it's your PC, no. My specs are up to fucking date. It's the most powerful I think you can have right now on the market, by the way. And that's not me flexing. That's a fucking fact that I have. I just paid almost 3 grand for this computer. Okay? And um it's not my fucking computer at all. It's the game. And not everyone is always going to have the same fucking bugs. I wish people understood that. It's different on console and it's different on PC. You can even have nothing wrong with your game. We kept having glitches, bugs, audio problems, hell even the fucking subtitles wouldn't work. It was just a fucking mess. The only thing that worked right was Before the Storm. And if that didn't work, I was probably going to lose my absolute mind on that
Yeah,
one.
do not. If you want to play Life is Strange, make sure you get just the original fucking copy. Don't fucking get the remastered. It looks pretty, but I promise you, it's not that fucking beautiful. It's really the same goddamn thing.
Not to mention, the only good thing about it is you can see their actual expressions on their face. That's it.
Which isn't worth it, by the way. Sometimes you don't even want to see that shit. Not even lying. You don't want to see. You don't want to see Victoria look like a bitch.
All right.
So the next filler question we have is: should player choice limit sequels?
Ooh, yes, actually.
I think you were talking about it a little bit, Danny, earlier. when you're talking about how the player choices kind of just
'Cause I feel
slow a lot of
like
things down.
player choice specifically will give you certain.
Continue.
I was gonna say
Huh?
continue.
What?
What?
Continue.
What?
Oh, sorry.
I'll just
Sorry,
stop.
I thought you.
All right, I guess I can go. Yeah. I feel like double exposure.
I forgot what I was saying. God damn
It's
it.
okay. It's okay. We can come back to you. I feel like if double exposure wasn't ruined by someone, I feel like it could have made sense for the first game. But then again, I if you're gonna make a sequel and it's got multiple endings, I always say choose the ending. Especially if there's more than two. Choose the top like two fucking endings that are the most popular, and go with that. That's for Life is Strange 2. However, for Life is Strange 1, they could have done two sequels for both of the endings. I think I would have liked that a lot better than Double Exposure and Reunion. But I'm not going to complain because we got brand new games. But I think for sequels, I think it shouldn't be a thing. I mean, unless you're The Walking Dead, then that's okay. Um, and I think it kind of just like almost ruins the impact that the game has. I mean, for sure, for Double Exposure and the first game, I don't think either ending was respected. Even though a lot of people like to scream that the ones who killed Chloe got their ending. It's like this is not our fucking ending. I don't know what you're talking about, but neither ending was respected, and now with Reunion, both endings are kind of being respected. One more than the other, obviously, but I think sequels are a shitty idea. And I think if you were to ever bring back characters, please make them a fucking cameo. Or make a sequel where it makes sense to bring them
Right.
back. Otherwise, it's just a shit show.
Yeah, I don't think they should do sequels to story-based games. Like I mean choice-based games, unless they do it the right way. Like if you're going to have two endings, make sure you have two sequels for both endings, just so it makes sense. Or like you said, where you um
Which one
I
did you
got
Really
need?
this.
good.
Which one did you need me to repeat?
No. I got it. Hold on.
Toby.
Let me let me cook. Okay, I can't cook.
Which part did you need me to repeat?
Uh, I don't even know. My brain is
Okay.
blank.
Oh, holy Anchovy
But
again, bro.
basically, basically, I agree with what you said. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that.
It's
Uh,
like that one kid when you're doing like a school presentation on the board, like she just like, yeah, I completely agree with what it says on the board.
Yeah. I forgot my lines, guys. I don't know
it's
what
okay,
Like
it's
happened.
what's
okay,
on the
we got
title?
it. I think what people should follow if they're gonna make a choice-based game, look at The Walking Dead, for example, right? That game series is probably one of the most iconic and best game series in terms of choice-based I have ever fucking laid my hands on, okay? That was my childhood. Lee Clementine, best fucking game series out there. And I think it's not really sequels, it's more seasons because it followed, I don't even fucking know, comic books or something like that. Or it's just its own thing with some of the Walking Dead characters mentioned. But I think they did it perfectly with their games because while they had a new character to follow, neither season felt like a sequel to each other, if that makes sense. They all combined whoops. They all combined so perfectly. Obviously, season 3 is the fucking oddball because it's completely like out of left field, like new characters and all that shit. And Clementine wasn't the main focus of the game. She wasn't the main character. She was a side character, and you didn't meet her till way later, on in I believe the first episode. Um, I feel like people should, if they were to make a choice based game, look at that one or look at Detroit Become Human that has no sequels and sells, I think, 1 million copies each fucking year it goes on sale or more. It actually sold 1 million copies during the Christmas sale, which that's crazy to think about. A game that's from 2018, no sequel, just sitting there, still sells 1 million plus copies every single year during sales. I think that's incredible. Um, I think Life is Strange is going in a direction. I don't think it really knows where it's going, but I think in order to kind of just save it, quit with the fucking sequels of characters we don't need. We do not need sequels anymore. If you're gonna make a sequel, make it make sense, at least, in a way. Otherwise, it's just a complete fucking shit show.
Completely agree. Lydia, do you remember what you were going to say?
Nope. We can move on.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right.
It
Then
was
we'll move
there,
on.
and then it's gone.
It's all good. We'll move on then. I feel like I already know what you guys are going to say to this question. I feel like you guys have said this billions of times throughout the podcast episode. But do fandoms kill creativity?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I
was a
mean,
shocking answer.
sometimes. Well, okay. So here's the thing. Sometimes fandoms can help with creativity, because they can help with ideas and help like move the story the way it needs to go. But also they can go overboard and they can do too much to control it to where there isn't any creative impact and it's more of just, oh, we
Slop.
need to do it this way because, you know, it makes sense and we want it this way. But really it just depends on like what fandom we're talking about and like generally like the creators of the games and how they perceive the fandom's interactions with the games and like all of like their fan made stuff and how they decide to proceed with it.
Completely agree. Danny?
I agree with everything she said there. It does really depend on the fandom. Obviously this one's not fucking helpful whatsoever, but that's okay. It's special, but it's also like the mean girl in school, the big fucking bully that just needs to get
Mhm.
knocked on
Mhm.
her ass every once in a while. I think this
Yep.
fandom specifically needs a wake up call, like a reality check, because we're not gonna hold like a how do I word this? I don't think a fandom should be allowed to control what happens in the game. Like, yes, I love what you said with like helping with ideas and creativity and shit like that. But I don't truly think a fandom should have every like a say in terms of everything that fucking goes on in a game. I don't like that. I mean, I love the ideas that can come from fans, but I don't love that fandoms can control the way a game goes, and I'm not a huge fan of that personally. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it really just does not, and I don't think this is a fandom where it would work out if a fandom took complete control of it, because I mean, look at it now, that really hasn't worked out. Now how's it?
Right.
No,
Like
it certainly
I think they should take the fandom's opinions with a grain of salt.
Right.
Using it to help fuel their ideas, but not like using like letting them control it, obviously. Like,
Agreed, I agree with that.
hmm.
definitely, I love what I'm hearing. And so for the last question, and this will be our last further question, and then we'll head into the closing segment. Is oh my god, hello? Is Life is Strange better as a single story than a franchise?
Oh, that's such a good question.
um, for me personally, I think it's okay as a franchise. I think the main issue with it is that they're going with the same story. If as a franchise, Life is Strange, they if they continue to build with new characters and like new stories as they go on, I think it could be a great franchise. But as of now, I don't think it is the best at the moment. I mean, it's good, but we've been going with the same story for so long. I feel like it's just like the one game would have been fine, but they continued to, you know, the build off enough to where there's like no return, if that makes any sense. We just keep going in circles, I feel like, because we keep moving with the same characters, and it would generally be like a better franchise if we just continued. We can do the same concept is fine, but like new characters, like a new scenery, new stuff like that.
I agree with that a lot because, yeah, I feel like for this franchise to thrive, it needs new ideas, fresh stories, characters, everything. It needs like a what's the fucking word I'm thinking for? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. um, um, like a refresh, like a fucking, like a
Like a restart.
yes, a restart because after this game, if Reunion sells well and they decide to make another game and Max and Chloe's story is officially fucking done, thank God, after this. They've confirmed that it's the last one. It better be the fucking last one, please. I beg. Um, it's essentially a restart because we're not seeing these two bitches anymore. We are getting new characters, new story, new everything. That's if they don't fucking touch Sean and Daniel's story. Like, I'm cool if they touch, like, Alex's from True Colors. Her ending was kind of open in a way, because, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. But yeah, it was kind of an open ending for both, because there's two endings to that, but, it doesn't really change anything from one another. I wouldn't mind seeing more from Alex and Steph. I wouldn't mind seeing hell, Captain Spirit, Chris. I cannot play that on Steam. I don't know where the fuck it's at. I can't play it on Steam, unfortunately. Or else I would have played that before we played episode 2 of um fucking Life is Strange 2 because Chris is important to the second episode. But I wouldn't mind having a game based off of Chris from Captain Spirit. Um, just not Sean and Daniel. Hell, I wouldn't even mind a game based off Rachel Amber, guys. I don't know about you, but I think that would be a fucking awesome game. Learning about her from her like perspective. Um, I wouldn't mind a Kate Marsh game. Can we bring the goat
Oh,
back?
bro, don't even. My go.
Also, so I learned this. None of the Arcadia Bay characters are coming back. But they will be like mentioned. I hope Kate's mentioned. I miss our goat.
I think the best direction for Life is Strange to take is make a Joyce game where you play as a waitress, and it's going to be a dining simulator. You get to work the two wheels of the simulator. You're welcome. There you go. That's an idea.
Yes, yes. Oh my
You get to
god.
play as Joyce and be a cool waitress and cook in the blue whales. There you go. That's a good idea. There you go. I expect a 20%, or sorry, 50% cut on that game if it's ever made, by the way.
That's fucking amazing. That's an amazing idea.
What I, okay, in all seriousness, no, basically what I would think, I I won't give my opinion on the single story or franchise. What I will say is that there's definitely a lot of different directions the game could go in. I know I just joked about the whole Joyce thing, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, like without joking around, one of the greatest things they could do is make short episodes on the lives of Arcadia Bay. We met
Yes.
I literally said it in the beginning of this podcast. We met wonderful background characters. We met Nathan, Rip, by the way. We met Mark Jefferson, horrible. We met David Madsen. We met Principal Wells. We met Joyce. We
Warren.
met Warren. We met a bunch of other fucking people that I can't even think of right now. Kate Marsh, my goat. All right, we met all these perfect amazing people. We met Frank. We met all these cool motherfucking people. But you're never going to know what their lives are anymore because that whole series is gone. So I think, in my opinion, if I was Square Enix and or, Deck Nine, I'm making a game called The Episodes of Arcadia Bay. And, or like the lives of, probably episodes would be a lot better, honestly. But I'm making a game like that, and I'm doing short little snips of episodes on the daily lives of the people in Arcadia Bay. Like you can be Principal Wells, you can be David Madsen, you could be Joyce working at the Two Whales, you could be Frank doing a drug deal. There's multiple different directions you can go where you just experience the lives of people in Arcadia.
That's probably the most beautiful idea I think I've heard all day.
I legit was taking that Joyce shit as a joke, but now that I really think about it, bro, that would be a perfect idea. Square Enix, feel free to get in contact with me. We will develop this shit together, bro. Um, but anyways, now that the filler questions are out of the way, hey Square Enix, make sure to call me if you're interested in those ideas. By the way, um, the closing segment will be this: Life is Strange is at a crossroads, and this next game, will probably be the deciding factor of whether the series keeps going or it becomes a legacy franchise. Now, I'm going to go and ask this last question to you two. I want you to go and think about a couple things, though, before you answer it. Obviously, we need to think about how fans will feel about future games. We need to think about how money would play into this. We also need to think about if Square Enix or Deck Nine would even consider making this if the game flops. So, my final question for you guys, while thinking about those different things, is if the game fails, which we are talking about Life is Strange Reunion, if this game fails, should Life is Strange end for good?
Yes, and I that's hard of me to say. That's hard for me to say. Yes, because you're beating a dead horse at that point. You're
else. I feel like
making
they need to just
nothing.
bury the hatchet. Yeah.
Coffin
And
in the nail type of situation.
like
Yeah.
I think at that point it's not worth the trouble.
Definitely not. At that point, you're just kind of stretching something out that is not going to make you anything anymore. And I will definitely agree on that point because I feel like, again, I'm going to keep using it as a fucking example because it's so perfect to use an example. Fast and Furious, bro. You stretch that shit out for so long, and it's horrible. And I feel like I just don't want that to happen to Life is Strange. It's a game that's close to people's hearts, and I feel like if you try and stretch it out so much, people will start to hate it, and it will be only remembered for the hate and for those horrible games that you stretched out to the point where we're going to forget about the first one entirely and just remember Life is Strange as a shitty game that tried to make more shitty games and just became a shitty game in general. And that's what I don't want to happen.
Exactly. I like your point on that.
Lydia, do you have anything else to add to that question? I know you didn't really get to answer it too much.
I I do not.
All right, then. Well, that is the last part that I had. That was my closing segment. That is all I have for you guys. Unless you have anything else you'd like to add to this at all.
Um, Not really.
I feel like this was more of an interview, honestly. I had so many amazing questions lined up. Look at me go.